Namaste to all. Welcome to my channel MA Tuitions. I am Lita. If you are watching my channel for the first time, please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell button, otherwise you will not get the notifications properly. Consider the following numbers: 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, etc. Can you find any peculiarities of this number's prime factorization? We'll just do like this. 10 equal to 10 can be written like this. 2 into 5. What about 100? 100 is 4 into 25. Am I right? 4 is the square of 2 and 25 is the square of 5. So we can write 100 as 2 square into 5 square. What about 1000? It is 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 3. So 10,000 will be just like this, 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4. Whichever may be the number starting with 1 and followed by some zeros, it will be of the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to m. Am I right? Now consider some fractions. For example, 1 by 10. What is the answer of 1 by 10? We can change this into decimal form, So it will be 0.1. What about 11 by 100? It will be 0.11. 111 by 1000. The answer will be 0.111. Am I right? What about 1111 by 10,000? It will be 0.111. This you have already studied in your earlier classes. Am I right? So, we can conclude from this that whenever you are having the denominators 10, 100, 1000, 10,000 just like these numbers, you will get a terminating decimal. Okay, what is meant by terminating? It will stop after some time. For example, if you are taking 1 by 2, you know that 1 by 2 is 0.5. Am I right? 1 by 2 is 0.5. This you can divide just like this, 1 divided by 2, then you will get a point here 10, then you will write 5 here 10. This is the method you are going to do. Another method is there to find this 0.5. It is an easy method. What is that method? You are changing this number into another fraction which have the denominator 10, 100, 1000 or 10,000 just like that. For that, I am multiplying here, only 1, 2 is there. So we can multiply with 5. Only 2 is there, so we have to change this into 2 raised to m into 5 raised to m. Both the powers should be the same. For that, I am multiplying with this 5. So we have to multiply the 5 in the numerator also. So you will get just like this, 5 by 10. This you know well that 0.5 is the answer. Got it? One more. If you have one number just like 1 by 25, you want to change into a decimal. So you can do just like this, that 25 is the square of 5. Am I right? 5 square. Okay, 5 square is 25. So we need a power of 2. That means you need 2 2's there. So you will multiply here with 2 square. So it should be multiplied in the numerator also. So you will get 4 by, what is this? This is 10 square. So we can write 4 by 100. So your answer will be 0.04. Got it? So all these numbers are terminating. What terminating means? After 0.5, no other number, you cannot find any other number after this. For this also, after 0.04, it stops there. Stop. No digits you can find in this numbers. Okay, that means terminating. If it is terminate means, it will go just like this, 0.4178, etc. Okay, this means that non-terminating. That we have a theorem 1.6. It says that let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. We have a rational number which is x and its decimal expansion terminates. That means after some steps it stops. Okay. Then x can be expressed in the form p by q. Every rational number can be written in the form p by q that you have already studied. Okay, x also can be written in the form p by q. Here p and q are co-primes, they are prime numbers, and the prime factorization of the q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n, m are non-negative integers. Here n and you can write q as 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. q raised to n into 5 raised to m. Then only you will get this x as a terminating decimal. If you are getting q as 2 raised some powers of 2 into some power of 5, then only you will get this fraction or this x as a terminating decimal. Okay. We'll do some examples. In 3 by 8. 3 is a prime number, so we can write just like this. What about 8? 8 is 2 raised to 3. 2 into 2 into 2 is 8. So we can make it into a terminating decimal, isn't it? So we can multiply here with, it is 2 raised to 3, then we have to multiply with 5 raised to 3. We have to get the powers of 2 and 5 same. So we are taking this 5 raised to 3 here, and here also we want to multiply. So you will get 3 into 5 into 5 into 5 is 125. 125 by, this is 10 raised to 3, that means 1000. Am I right? So we can write this as 5, 7, 375 by 1000. It will be 0.375. This will be the answer, 0.375. Okay. Whatever the next number, it is 13. 13 by 125. So you can write 125 as 5 raised to 3. Am I right? 5 into 5 into 5 is 125. And here it is 13. 13 is a prime number. You want to convert this into a terminating decimal, you know. So we are multiplying here with 2 raised to 3. Here also with 2 raised to 3. So you will get here as 13 into 8 by which is 10 raised to 3 or 1000. This is 104 by 1000, which means your answer will be 0.104. Here also we got a terminating decimal. That means after this 4, no digit is repeating or no digit is coming after this. Okay. Next is 7 by 80. 7 is a prime number, so no need to write just like this. 80 can be written like this. The prime factorization of 80. 2, then 40. Again with 2, it will be 20. 2, 10, 2, 5. 5 again with 1. So 2 raised to 4 into 5 is 80. Here the power of 2 is 4. So we need the power of 5 as also 4. So we want to multiply here with 5 raised to 3. That should be multiplied on the numerator also. So you will get 7 into 125 by 10 raised to 4. This will be 875 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 10,000. So your answer will be 0.0875. Here also you are getting the decimal as a terminating one. Okay, so whenever you are given a fraction, you have to check whether the denominator is in the form of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Then you can conclude that no need to do all this. You can just conclude that it will have a terminating decimal. Okay, whenever you are given a fraction, you have to check whether the denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Then you can tell just like this that the fraction should have a terminating decimal form. Got it? We have 3 theorems here, theorem 1.5, 1.6 and 1.7. The last session I just forgot to write this as 1.5. Okay, just please listen, it is theorem 1.5. Okay. What was that? Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates, then x can be expressed in the form p by q, where p and q are co-primes and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m, where n, m are non-negative integers. So, we had given a rational number x and its expansion, decimal expansion also given, which is a terminating one. That means after some steps it stops. Okay. Then x can be expressed in the form p by q, that you know. That means x is a rational number, so you can write in this form p by q. And its denominator is q. And this q, if you are factorizing, prime factorizing this q, you will get only powers of 2 and 5. Okay, that is this theorem says to you. Okay, if you are prime factorizing this q, you will get the prime factors just as 2 and 5 and only 2 raised to n into 5 raised to form of. Okay. Then what about theorem 1.6? Here also one rational number x is given and which is of a fractional form. That means it is p by q. And the prime factorization of q is given, which is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. Here we have studied, you know. So q is of the form, if q is of the form, q is equal to 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, and n and m are non-negative integers, then you can say like this, the decimal expansion of x will be terminating. Both are the same thing, but both are expressing in different way. Okay. If you are given x, a rational number, which is of the form, a fractional form, and the denominator have a prime factorization as 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then the decimal expansion of x will be a terminating 1. Theorem 1.7, let x equal to p by q be a rational number. X is a rational number which can be written in the form p by q. The prime factorization of q, if you are finding out the prime factorization of q, then you are not getting in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. That means if you are getting q as some powers of 2, 5 and 3, something like that, powers of these 3 numbers other than 2 and 5 where some more factors are there. Okay, then you can conclude that the x has a decimal expansion which is non-terminating or which is repeating or recurring. All these 3 words are of the same meaning. Okay, which is a non-terminating expansion. It has a decimal expansion of non-terminating form. Non-terminating means it never ends. The expansion will never ends, or repeating means the number is repeating or it is continuing. Okay. Exercise 1.4. Here is the first question. Without actual division, you have to check whether these fractions have terminating decimals or not. That is our question. Without actual division, no need to divide these numbers. What we want to do? We have studied theorem 1.5, 1.6 and 1.7. In that, it is given that if your denominator x is a rational number which can be written in the form p by q, if q is of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m, then it has a terminating decimal. Okay, that was we have already studied. If it is not equal to, it is not in the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m, which is non-terminating. Okay, that we have already studied. So what we want to do? We want to just prime factorize the denominators of all these fractions. And we want to check whether it is of the form in this 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. So we can divide this 3, 1, 2, 5, 3125 by 5. Then you will get 6 into 5, 30. 12 is 2. Then 25, 5 into 5. Then here again 5, 1, 12, 2 into 5, 10. Then 25, 125. Here 5, then you will get 25, 5. Here again 5, you will get 1. So this will be of the form 13 by 5 raised to 5. So this is of the form 2 raised to 5 raised to 5 can be written just like this. 5 raised to 5 into 2 raised to 0. Am I right? So this is of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. Then we can say that 13 by 3125 has a decimal expansion which is terminating. Got it? What about 17 by 8? That you know well. 8 is 2 raised to 3. Here 2 raised to 3 can be written just like this. 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 0. This is also of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So we can say that 17 by 2 raised to 3 is also having a decimal expansion which is terminating. Got it? 64 by 455. 455 can be written like this. 5, 9, 1. Here 7, 13. Here again with 13, 1. So 455 can be written just like this. 5 into 7 into 13. This is not of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. So we can surely say that this is a non-terminating decimal form. Non-terminating. Okay. What about 15 by 1600? 1600 can be divided just like this. It will got 800, 400, then 200, then with 200, it will be 50, then 25, again 5, 5. Am I right? So you can write this as 15 by 2 raised to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 raised to 6 into 5 raised to 2. This is surely of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So it also has a terminating decimal form. Some more questions are there. We will do that also. Fifth question, 29 by 343. We can prime factorize 343. It will go in 7. 49 times. Again it's 7. So we are getting this 343 as 7 raised to 3. So this is not of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. So it is non-terminating, which is not terminating. Which has a decimal expansion which is not terminating. Here it is directly given as a prime factorization, isn't it? The product of prime numbers, which is of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. So no problem, this will have a decimal form in which is terminating. What about this? Here 7 raised to 5 is another factor. We need only 2 raised to n and 5 raised to m. We have 7 raised to 5 also. So which is not of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to form m. So which is non-terminating. Non-terminating. What about 50? 50 can be written like this. 25 into 2. Am I right? 25 into 2. 25 is 5 square. 5 square into 2. Okay. So this is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. So which is terminating. Then what about 210? 210 can be written as 3 into 7 is 21 into 10. This is 3 into 7 into 2 into 5, which contains more than 2 and 5, 3 and 7 as the factors, isn't it? So we can say that which is a non-terminating one. Non-terminating one. Which is very simple, you know, exercise 1.4, the first question was very simple. According to the theorems, they are 1.5, 1.6 and 1.7. Here is the second question. The question is that in the above question, the first question we have discussed about 10 problems, 10 fractions. Some of them have decimal expansions, means terminating expansions, and some others have non-terminating expansions. Those having terminating expansions, we have to find out their decimal expansion. That is the question number 2. From the above question, we can write all these fractions just like this as the prime factorization of 2, 3, 5, 7 and all. Here is the first one, 13 by 3125. Here 3125 can be written just like this, 5 raised to 5. So just multiply with 2 raised to 5 to become 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. And here also 2 raised to 5, you can multiply 13 into 2 raised to 5 is 32. 32 by this is 10 raised to 5. 32 into 13 is 416 by 10 raised to 5. So it will be 0.00416. Okay. Then next question is, this is 17 by 2 cube. We have to multiply here with 5 raised to 3. Here also 5 raised to 3. 5 raised to 3 is 125. 17 into 125 by 10 raised to 3. It will be 2125 by 10 raised to 3. So the decimal form will be 2.125. Next question, 15 by 1600. So here 1600 can be written just like this, 2 raised to 6 into 5 raised to 2. We want to make this 5 raised to 2 as 5 raised to 6. So just multiply with 5 raised to 4 here, and the numerator also should be multiplied with 5 raised to 4. Then you will get 515 into 5 raised to 4 is 625 by this will be 2 raised to 6 into 5 raised to 6. So it will be 9375 by 10 raised to 6. The answer can be written just like this, 0.009375. Sixth question, 23 by 2 raised to 3 into 5 raised to 2. So here we want to make this the powers of 2 and 5 same. So I multiply here with 5, here also with 5. Then you will get 115 by 10 raised to 3. So the answer will be 0.115. Okay. Coming to the next. Here two factors are there, 3 and 5. We have studied that if q is of the form 2 raised to n and 5 raised to m, 2 raised to n into 5 raised to form, if q is of the form this, then only you will get the terminating decimal. But here why we are writing this 3 into 5? Since the numerator is 6, it is a multiple of 3. So 6 can be written just like this, 2 into 3 by 3 into 5. Then both this 3 will go. Okay. Then you will get 2 by 5. So here to make this in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, we are multiplying here with 2 and the numerator also with 2. So you will get 4 by 10. You will get the answer as 0.4. Understood? Then here it is 35 by 2 into 5 square. So we are changing this 35 by 2 into 5 square into 1 more 2. So you will get 35 by here also into 2. So you will get 70 by 10 square. So 0.70 will be the answer. You can write just like this, 70 by 100. It will be 0.70. So the second question is over. Here is the third question. Some decimal forms are given, decimal expressions are given. In each case, we have to decide whether they are rational or not, whether they are rational or irrational. If they are a rational number, then surely we can write it in the form p by q. Then what we can say about the denominator, the q, the prime factors of this q that we want to do. So in the first question, it is given that 43.12345678 This is a decimal expression and we know that this is terminating because after this 9, no number is there and no one is repeating. It is stopped. It stopped here. So we can write this is terminating. This expression is terminating. Okay. It has an end point, isn't it? So since this is terminating and this is a rational number, am I right? So this is a rational number. Then surely this can be written in the form p by q and this q must be of the form 2 raised to n, 5 raised to m. This next one 0.120, it's going on, it's continuing, isn't it? So this is not terminating. That means this is not terminating means it is not stopping anywhere. And one more we can say that this is not recurring also. This is not recurring. What is meant by recurring? Recurring means after this decimal place, same numbers are repeating. Okay, same numbers are repeating. So just like 3.252525, this is a recurring decimal. This is not of the form what? Recurring decimal. This is not at all recurring and terminating. So we can say that this is not a rational number. Okay, this is not a rational number. Not a rational number. That means we can say that this is an irrational number that we have studied in the last class. This is an irrational number. So no need to explain the prime factorization of q. Since this is an irrational number, it cannot be written in the form p by q. Third one, 43.123456789 bar. This is bar. Okay. What is meant by this? This means 43.123456789 is repeating. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just like this. This is not ending. It's continuing just like this. So we can say that this number is not terminating. Okay. This is non-terminating. Non-terminating, which means it is never ending. Okay, it's a decimal expansion is never ending. And one more thing we can say that the same numbers are repeating. So we can say that this is a recurring decimal. Recurring decimal. This is a recurring decimal. Okay, so it is recurring decimal and it is not terminating. We can surely say that it has a fraction. It's a rational number. It is a rational number and it has a p by q form. This is a rational number and it can be written in the form p by q. But the thing is that q cannot be written in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. If it is in the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, then it will be terminating and the expansion will stop somewhere else. It's not possible, so it may include other than the prime factors other than 2 and 5 in its prime factorization of q. Okay, so this will be a rational number and this is not of the q is not of the form 2 raised to n and 5 raised to n. Today we have completed our first chapter, real numbers, with the theorems, examples and all exercises. Go through the chapter, study well, and if you have any doubt, please make it on my comment box. We will see you on the next class with another chapter. Thank you so much for watching. Keep watching. Thank you.